Hello everyone, I am back from my hiatus and it is time to get right back into it. So today we're going to be continuing our Wizard's Tower. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I am back from my away trip and it's time to get back into the Wizard's Tower. So this is the last level that we made, and the last level that needs to be made is going to be the residential area up above this section. Now, I want that area to be bigger, so we're going to use this larger tin to do it. And as you can see, I'll just kind of flip this here, it is a little bit larger, but we still need to attach a stairwell. And this is going to essentially be 3 parts to this last floor. We're going to make the floor itself, we're going to decorate the floor, and we also need to make a roof to go on top of the whole thing. Now, making the floor is going to be a little bit of an in-depth process. I need to add the staircase, well, I need to add the stairwell section, and then that's going to have its own little roof coming off of it, and it's going to be a little bit shorter. And then we also need to kind of divide this up into 2 separate sections to make it easier to work on the interior. But I think today we're going to make the roof exclusively, and to do that we're going to actually build it onto the lid for the can. Now this is going to make the roof removable so that we can get access to the interior, and we can also have it fairly easily attach to everything. Now, there are 2 things that we need to kind of pay attention to with this. First, I'm going to bring this in. The lip on this one is solid metal, so it's got a lip on the inside which is not sharp, so I can rub my hands on it and that's fine. But that is going to make it impossible to have this separate into 2 pieces to work on. So this top section is going to have to be cut. But that means that we won't have the lip to secure this down snug into position. So that I'm going to have to figure out a way to address when I go to make the rest of the main structure. So I'm not going to worry about that today. Now, as far as the roof goes, what I kind of have in mind is not quite what we've been doing. So previously, I've been attaching little strips of roof shingles and then kind of slowly tapering them up into the top point. Now that could work, but on something this large and this round, that would take forever just going around and around and around and around. So what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm going to raise up a section in the middle here, maybe 1.5 to 2 inches, just a little up from the center. And then we will have spokes coming up to it around the rim. And what I'm thinking will happen is once we've got those spokes in place, I will cut pieces of chipboard to go in between them, and then glue the roof shingles into place on those chipboard pieces. And then we'll put the chipboards into place and kind of have a recessed roof section in between a whole bunch of little rafter beams. So I think it's going to look pretty good. And to do that, move some things aside here, we're going to utilize a couple of different pieces. I'm going to use a bunch of the rectangular barbecue skewers, and these are going to be our rafter pieces. I'm thinking I'll end up using a few matchsticks kind of to put in a little bit of extra support in between everything as a place to glue the chipboard down onto. Now, all of this is going to get glued directly to this lid, and then the chipboard pieces will get glued onto these. Now, for the center support, the post coming up from the middle, I've got a few round chopsticks. I think I'm going to use one of those, probably the very end, the tip, just to kind of have a little point coming off the center, and that'll also give me a place to grab onto and pull to pick up the roof once everything is put together. Now, I've got an idea in mind, but I think it's going to be a little bit easier if I just do a quick little trace out, and then we can kind of mark where the rafter pieces are going to go, and that will give a definitive layout to where everything needs to be. And I can also take a moment and just kind of tack the, maybe even use one of the counting chips, attach the chopstick to this, and then put this down in the center, and then I can build everything on this page and then attach it to the roof here. And I'll probably end up attaching it with tacky glue or hot glue, or maybe a combination of both of those. So yeah, that's going to be the rough plan, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, let's get started by building the frame. Now the first thing I did was grab the chopstick and then just kind of marked off a 2.5 inch length. I wanted to keep the taper at the very end of the chopstick, so that's going to be the top, and then the wider section is going to be the bottom. Now I'm marking out just a simple little 2-inch high measurement, and this is going to be roughly where I attach all of the kind of roof rafters to. And then to make things a little bit simpler, I'm just going to super glue this to the counting chip, and this is going to give me a fairly stable base to work with. Now I traced out the lid that I'm going to be using for the roof, and what I'm doing now is just kind of marking out a cross section for where all of the rafter pieces are going to line up. And this is also going to give me the dead center, which is where I'm going to stick the central post down to. Now I don't want this to move, so I'm just going to do a single drop of super glue and then tack this to the center of the paper. Then I can kind of eyeball the rough angle that I want for all of the rafter pieces, and then mark out the first one, clip it, and then I'll use this one to mark out all the remaining ones. Once all the rafters were marked and cut, I trimmed the excess away from the circle on the paper, and then just kind of set that down onto the lid. Then, using a little bit more super glue, I went through the slow but careful process of gluing all of the rafters down just to the central post. I'm not gluing it down to the sides of the lid just yet. Now, for the in-between pieces, I trimmed the edges just a little bit so that they would fit a little bit more snug into position, and also grab at the two side pieces a little bit more easily, and this just kind of gives a little bit more of a firm hold with the super glue. Alright, off camera I added in the various little supports for the, I'm going to call them roof panels, for the roof panels. And I think it all looks pretty nice, and at this point we can remove the paper, since it's not needed anymore. And this is going to set directly in the center here. Now, I designed it as best as I could to have a little bit of an overhang. That way we can kind of drape the roof shingles over the edge and help disguise this rim. Now, to help further disguise it and to kind of keep everything from being wobbly and flexible, I'm going to attach a series of bent coffee stirrer stick to the outside of the rim. That will keep this whole piece rigid and also help to disguise it once it's all in place. Now, once I've got the rim wrapped, I'm going to attach this into the center. Now, even if I reinforce this outside edge, this center here is going to be a little flexible and a little wobbly, but that's okay, because once everything is glued in place, that won't matter anymore. Alright, to put together all of the little kind of roof panels, I'm taking a 2-inch wide strip of chipboard and then just kind of hovering that nearby the sections where the panels are going to recess in, and then it's just a quick little couple of marks and some trimming to get everything locked into place. Now, once I had all the pieces cut, I trimmed up a few more of my little roof shingles and then hot glued them into place with a simple overlapping consistent pattern. Now, each one of these roof panels is a little bit unique in that they're all slightly different shape. So in order to keep everything consistent and not have things kind of need to be trimmed or reshaped, I marked each one 1 through 8 and then marked their corresponding position on the roof frame. That way everything should line up consistently and I won't really have any issues once all of the roof pieces are crafted and then need to be put into place. Now, once all the shingles are attached, I quickly trimmed all the excess off the sides, leaving me with a nice triangular roof panel, which, as you can see, slides right into place in its corresponding number. Okay, now that we've got this all put together and we've made our 8 little roof sections, it's time to paint them up. Now, I'm not going to attach these to the framework until after they're painted. That way I don't have to worry about any of the dry brushing from either section transferring over to the other. This one will paint up with our standard wood timber mix, and this will be painted up with the green and blue to match the rest of the tower. So let's go ahead and get these base coated, and then we'll come back and do the regular painting. Now, once the base primer had dried, I did a double coating of some sap green to give it that nice kind of deep and rich coloration. And this really helps to kind of cover up the darker undertones, but you still kind of get little bits and pieces here or there. Once that was dried, I did a upwards dry brush using some cerulean blue to give some nice edge highlights to all of the shingles. And then once all of that was set off to the side and drying, I grabbed the framework and then did a simple dry brushing of some raw sienna to give it that nice kind of wood undertone, and then followed it up with a dry brushing of some warm gray, and this is going to give it a nice little weathering effect. Now, since the kind of support struts in between aren't really going to be seen, I don't really focus on those, mostly just the main rafters. And then once everything had fully dried, I grabbed some tacky glue and then did a fairly liberal amount fitted around the sides as well as on top of the little support beams, just to kind of ensure a nice, solid, consistent fit. Now, as I'm pressing these in, I'm kind of doing my best to kind of press them down as well to make sure that the glue kind of coats all of the sides of the roof panels and just kind of locks everything into place. And once all the glue dries, it'll be relatively invisible and the roof should be fairly consistently held in place and should look pretty darn good. Alright, now as I wrap up the rest of the roof here, I'm just going to touch on a quick little thing. The next episode to come out will be the main living quarters. We're going to do all of the exterior and interior walls for that, and then the next video after that will finish up the tower with a little bit more decorations. Alright, that is, I think, it for today. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe for future content, comment down in the comments section, and we will see everyone next episode.